Welcome to part 3 of the Great Marketing Automation Migration Adventure. In today's episode, we are past inventory and we are now going to start the deployment of the new system. The new system is called Mautic. You can find it at mautic.org. And it is a pretty powerful system. One of the things it can do on the back end, however, is plug into Amazon Web Services. We are specifically interested in the Amazon Simple Email Service. So aws.amazon.com is the location we're going to. If you don't already have an account, you're going to need to sign up for one. We'll sign into the console here. You'll notice a ridiculous number of services that Amazon has under its belt. The one we are specifically after is SES, Simple Sending and Receiving Email Service. If you have never used this before, you'll probably need to set up, billing and stuff like that for Amazon Web Services as a whole. The first thing we're going to need to do is go through and validate our identities, which you'll see under permissions, domains, etc. here on the map. The domain will be our sending domain, which in my case is christopherspen.com. With this verified domain entity, you'll notice I have to enter DNS records. So this is a text record here, the text key and value to verify it. And then if I want to do other identity policies, such as DKIM, DMARC, etc., all of this will be something I have to configure inside my DNS or domain name server. The general best practice is to have some kind of interception service, Google Domains, Cloudflare, something like that, in front of your website and your email so that hackers and spoofers and malcontents generally can be intercepted at the name server level, which means that they never physically reach your website, they never physically reach your CRM, and those are very, very good things. So the service I use is Cloudflare. There is a free program, there's a paid program. The free program's pretty good. So if I log into Cloudflare here, I've got my free website, and then in there is my DNS that I will have these different keys and all the places they point. Following the directions that's pretty straightforward. Copy and paste all of these various things. If you want to do it quickly and easily, download the whole thing as a CSV file. Once you've got the domain set up, you can go to email addresses. And in here, of course, you want to enter your email address. We'll want to also keep in mind these SES sending credentials to send stuff. So we're going to create some credentials here. Let's see, we can accept the default. That looks pretty good. It is fairly difficult to guess. And then I'm going to move this to another screen because I believe this is private stuff that I probably shouldn't put on the internet. So yep, it was. So we'll go ahead and we will download these credentials because we will need them for the Mautic system later. And now everything for Amazon SES should be more or less set. I can close this window here and then go back to SES. Okay, so we've created our SES credentials. We have obtained them. I don't have any rule sets or filters or anything like that. We're not going to need any of that stuff yet. So we've got the domain part done. This part is in good condition. One thing I think I will do here is I will call this progress. And we'll just start color coding these things as we go through them so that so we know what we've done and not done. Generally a good idea. So we've done our backups yesterday. And we just finished the SES portion. We have all that done. The actual time to do all that requires about 10 or 15 minutes if you are speedy. So now let's go into Mautic. We're going to start the configuration process. Instead of downloading it, I want to have them host it because frankly, I'm just unwilling to to spend a whole big chunk of my life here administering yet another Linux server. So if you go from Mautic.org to Mautic.com, you can go into hosting. I'm going to log in because I already have set up an account. And let's delete this instance so that we can start over from scratch. And now let's create ourselves a new instance. We'll call this ChristopherSpenn.Mautic.com. And it will take a few minutes to get everything. Oh, look at that. It's already in place. Because I know this is what I want to do, I am going to go ahead and pay to upgrade this from what I am to where I want to be. And again, for privacy's sake, I'm just going to throw this over to the other window here and get out the old credit card. This would be a bad time to read my card number out loud. And one thing it's saying is there's a slot on the form for a coupon code. Always check the Googles to see if anybody out there has any decent coupon codes. Look for places like Retail Me Not and stuff, and see if there's any coupon codes. It does not hurt to actually let's change the search time to the last month. It doesn't look like there's any active coupon codes, so worth a check. Retail Me Not, by the way, is one of my favorite places to go for those kinds of coupon codes. So we're going to upgrade now. All right, we have upgraded. Let's view our details. Make sure that we're in recurring payments. All right, let's go to my profile. And now I am now on the Pro plan. Awesome. So let's go into this instance. And I believe I will need to set up this. Well, actually, let's try it. All right, we are in. So this is Mautic. It looks like every other marketing automation platform ever. First thing we want to do is start taking a look at our setup to see what is in place, what is already configured. Let's see, URL is the dashboard. All this stuff looks pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to spend a whole lot of time configuring that. Email settings. I want to send my email from newsletter@ChristopherSpenn.com. And here is where I want to switch over to Amazon SES. So now, remember earlier we downloaded those credentials. Let's go ahead and open up a new text window. I'm going to load that in a separate screen here. Get my username for this service. And the password, the very, 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 very long password. Let's test the connection. We are good to go there. These basic defaults look like they're in good condition. Landing page. So the analytics script here, remember we downloaded this earlier in our email backup folder. We have our Google Tag Manager code. So let's go ahead and open that up. Generally speaking, for any kind of page, you want to use Google Tag Manager rather than using Google Analytics. And the reason for that is Tag Manager allows you to implement many, many more things than just Google Analytics. Google Analytics only gives you web analytics. Tag Manager gives you the ability to do Twitter and Facebook tracking and stuff. Since this tool conceivably will be hosting landing pages, we will want to spend some time with Tag Manager to configure your conversions and stuff like that. And of course, that will be part and parcel of Tag Manager's system. So, dashboard, emails. Looks like we're in pretty good condition here to get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to look at the API. The API is important because we want to add in plugins from the website to the system. Now, I don't use any of these particular services right here, so I'm going to go to configuration. API settings, we turn the API on. Access token lifetime is 60 minutes, that looks good. I'm going to apply that. And next we're going to go into webhooks. Webhooks are a way for other applications to send web data into Mautic, which will be super valuable for connecting third-party form packages. So, for example, we are going to create a newsletter subscription. And this will be a new lead event. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm sorry, webhooks are from sending stuff out of this application. We don't want to send stuff out of here. That would be for integrating with your CRM. So let's go ahead and create a new subscription form, something really simple and easy for our newsletter. This will be a new campaign form. We'll call this newsletter subscription. And then we'll do a redirect URL. And for now, I'm going to put in a dummy URL here. For category, this will be, we'll create a new category here. Call this newsletter. And now for fields, what information do we want? We want a text field. This will be a first name, save result, show label, default value. Match it to first name. Validation, it is required. Add. Let's add another text field. Last name. Going to match this to last name. Validation is required. Email. We'll add in job title. Now, if you'll notice, I'm going to set this up so this is not required. And the reason I don't want to set this as required is because some people may not be comfortable with it. The same is going to be true for company name and Twitter handle. We will still want to match all of this stuff up. Again, no validation is needed for this one. And let's add one more here. Twitter handle. And there may not be a... Oh, there's a social handle for that there. Okay, now, we may want to add in just a quick description area. To qualify for premium content, please complete all fields. And that okay, that looks good. If there's a way to move the order. So I'd rather have that up top. Doesn't look like it. No big deal. Okay, let's save and close this campaign form. So, automatic HTML, we're going to want the actual HTML because we're going to need this to wire into our website's forms. So, Mautic form. So we're going to save that for right now, and we'll get back to wiring that in just a little bit. So let's see where we are in our progress. We have completed our configuration and gotten all the basics done there. We have implemented our tracking codes. We have started with forms, but we haven't really done list templates, logos, and artwork or landing pages yet. So we've gotten a decent way into the process. In the next episode, we're going to tackle lists, templates, and all the other stuff to finish the installation of the marketing automation system.